Hey, well, good evening, everybody. This is Charles Harper, and we are going to now get started. And this is our pre-orientation session for the AI Monetization Masterclass. And I'm just going to be introducing what we're going to be talking about over the next X number of weeks. And, I've promised you at least four. We're going to go longer than that. And what I really like to do, and I will tell you a little bit more about this as we go on. I had the idea today to make this longer and bring in some faculty, bring in some people who are monetizing. And so um, that is really my intention. That in addition to the four sessions that you're going to be getting with unrestricted rights that I'm going to be teaching, but to also bring in individuals who are monetizing and to make this a real experience. And I think I'd like to have some fun with this. I think you're going to have fun if you get in and you do some things. So let's talk about what we're going to be doing here in AI Monetization Masterclass. First, just as a reminder to make sure that you're using your stuff. And even before we get into the sessions, I want to encourage you to go to the course area and to get the stuff that you have and to start using it. You don't really need me to tell you how to monetize stuff that you already have and you already know how to do. Um, for example, in the course area, there are remastered audios. These are all remastered from the experts. And so basically, these are going to be conversational audio. You're going to be able to go in and you can do whatever you want with this content. And what you'll find is that these audios are going to be very helpful. I would encourage you to listen to them in addition to using them. And if you listen to them, you will benefit. Obviously, you don't have to. I mean, it's a lot of audio there, and it's remastered from expert content, expert interviews that I've done. In fact, those very expert interviews that I did, they're also in this package. So again, first and foremost, listen to, download all the remastered audio, start using it, use it as bonuses, use it as another product, take the summary and the transcript, make something else, but just start using this. There are 22 of these remastered audios. Each one of these could be a product all by themselves. And so again, I would encourage you to don't wait for the sessions. You probably know what you want to do with some of this stuff anyway. Just go in and again, listen to it and then start using it. And what you'll find is if you go to the downloads area, you can download all the audios in one go. So just go to the download area, get all the downloads, right? The remastered content, download it, and you can start using that conversational audio um, tonight if you want, or today. And what you're going to see there is that there's also a summary, right? They're what I call summaries. And those summaries are also usable. And you're going to find that the summaries are probably just as valuable as the audio. So you can take this summary and do with it whatever you want. So that this summary is about 600 words. Some of them are longer, way longer. Some of them are shorter. But in general, I'm going to say on average, they're going to be about 600, 700 words. And you can take these and do with them however you want. You could take them all together. You could turn them into your own ebook, however you want, right? You've got unrestricted rights to these things. I would encourage you to start using them. And again, there are 22 of these you could say articles of about 600 words. I guess what's that, about 10,000 words that you can put to use starting today. Now, again, I would not take this as is. I would definitely take it and rework it into something, right? So if you have something like PictoChart or something like that, you can run these through there and you can create something else entirely. We're going to be going over some of those processes here in this session. Now, each of those remastered audio also has a transcript. So in addition to the summary, you also have a transcript. And the transcript is fairly long and wordy. Now, the transcript doesn't make sense every place. I guess the transcript's about 95% accurate. It's a machine transcription. but it's enough. It's good enough. And you could take that transcript, you can run that transcript into your favorite AI. If you like Gemini, you can run it in there. If you like ChatGPT, you can run it in there. If you like Claude, you can run it in there, and you can produce something else entirely just based on that transcript. And so these transcripts go, if you've got a 20-minute audio, they're fairly wordy and they've got a lot to them. So each of the remastered audios also has a transcript. And again, get the transcript. You don't need the sessions to do anything with this. You don't need me to teach you what to do with these. Um, Put them in an AI and turn them into something. I think Notebook LM said today that you can turn everything into a mind map. So you can turn it into a mind map. You can turn it into a challenge, right? Turn it into a workbook. And whatever your level of creativity is, even before we do the session, start using some of this stuff and start putting it to use and let us know what you're doing. I'm going to be interested. Also, inside the package, I'm saying use your stuff. Make sure that you go in and listen to the experts. Now, I've talked to these people over the course of 10 to 15 years, and some of them go way back, but you're going to find that the advice you're getting is evergreen. Right? So when you sit down and you listen, like I'm looking at Becky Hour. She's an old Dan Kennedy person. Well, I don't say old Dan Kennedy like she's old, but she goes way back with Dan Kennedy. Her advice is evergreen. You can listen in on Di Hoyser, and she's still around. She does PLR and she does printables. And her advice is again evergreen. Greg Caesar does Amazon and PLR. So listen to the experts, and I would encourage you to listen to all of these folks as they're in there. And then also I'm going to be adding them. Right. So if you see down there at the bottom, I just updated those speakers this week. So you could go in and listen to those today. That's evergreen information. You could take that information today and you can get yourself or your client onto local media if you follow what is in there. And again, I can't remember when I did those interviews, but these are people that knew what they were talking about then, and it's just really ironic that that information stayed evergreen, right? So it stayed relevant. And most good information will always do that. I'm looking here at Mike Cooch. He did the 9 essential selling skills. And those selling skills are necessary for anyone, right? So again, keep track of this. I'm going to be adding to this package. You did a real good, I think, a smart thing by getting this package now. Obviously, as I add more to it, the price is going to go up. And as we have experts coming in to teach us, then it's going to increase in price, increase in value. So good to see you here on the at the outset. Now, one thing that I am doing this year with the products that I'm producing with PLR is over the years. I guess one of the things that has kind of um, I think bothered people is just not being able to ask questions about, well, what do I do with all this stuff, right? So how can I make money with this? And I think that, it's a question that is a valid one. But as you get into some of the sessions, you're going to see a lot of sessions have Q&A areas. And when you type a Q&A area in, what happens is I will get an email, and typically I can go in and I can answer that question. And my answer is going to be visible to everyone, as is your question. Now, please do not let that keep you from typing in a question. And because you can benefit from the questions of your peers. Your peers can benefit from the questions. And by doing it this way, we don't have to have a forum. Now if it turns out that, you all like to talk, we can turn this into a forum. But I find this is a little less requires a little less commitment. People don't have to feel like they got to go into a separate area. So when you come across something, right? Let's say you listen to this product launch strategies and you're thinking, boy, this really makes sense, but doesn't make sense. You want to ask a question, or even if you have a comment, just write in there And so we want to have an entire experience with this course. And I really want to do this with more of our courses that are PLR and even not PLR as time goes forward. So use the Q&A area. I really want to encourage you to do that in this AI monetization masterclass. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be teaching at least 4 weekly sessions myself, right? And I'm going to teach you live about tools and processes. And the basis for that is that we're going to take, videos. We're going to take um, text like you just saw, like I just showed you a transcript. I just showed you a summary. We're going to take those, we're going to turn those into sellable products. And we're going to monetize those, right? And so I'm going to encourage you when we're doing these sessions that you do something, right? So don't just come and watch, right? Take your spin on it and do something with it. And so we're going to do something every week. And I'm going to show you some tools. Those tools are going to be free for the most part. So I'm not looking to have you go out and buy something. I'm not going to sell you anything as an affiliate. And the only thing I'm going to encourage you, and you'll see here in the next slide here, I'm going to share with you some tools that I think that if you're going to be paying for tools, that you ought to at least pay for some of the tools I'm going to be telling you about. Um, I'm really looking to, now this is not in stone, but I really want to turn this into more of an experience. So yes, you're getting the 4 sessions, but I'd really like to have some people come in and talk to us and to kind of show us what they're doing. And I know a number of people that are the hardest people to get to come in and share what they're doing are internet marketers. And I don't know what it is about our group of people, but to a person, it is difficult to get people to come on camera or to come in audio and to say, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's how you do it. I think people don't mind doing it in a product, but coming in live to train, that there's something about it that people just don't like. But I'm going to be trying. And I'd really like to turn this into a real learning and beneficial experience for you, right? So yes, you'll still get your downloadable sessions. You've already got the content, right? You could take that content today, and if you never log back in, and all you did was just to download the content, you've got enough to really turn what you have into something sellable. But I would really encourage you, if I can get these experts to come in and chat, we're going to have them come in. And naturally, this is going to be longer than 4 sessions. And that was always my intention. I knew that when I promised what I promised on the sales page, I was going to do more than that. So, for me, I will adjust my sales page and I will increase the price as we have more there. Right. I never really planned for this just to be 4 sessions. And but I just want to promise something that I thought would be reasonable, right? And because if I promise too much, you promise too much, people are like, oh, I don't know if I want to do 52 sessions on a weekly basis, right? And I'm not saying that we're going to go 52 sessions, but we're definitely going to go longer than 4. And so the whole idea is, how do we monetize using AI? How do we change our content into something that's going to generate income? And whenever we do a session, then what I will do, I will always do, is I will give you a downloadable remastered version of that session for you to use in your business. Now, eventually, the videos that I do, I will make those available to you, but I will always, almost immediately, remaster the session, and then I will give you that session in order for you to use in your business. And I'll probably even do that with this session that we're doing. I'll try to remaster it in conversational audio so you can use it as a business person. And everything that we do, we're gonna use AI, and I'm gonna give you some assets you can use. Um, and as I said, I'm gonna be adding new experts, right? So I'm gonna estimate I've probably done over 50 to 75, maybe even 100 interviews over my long, or my long career in internet marketing, and I'm looking to put all those in here, right? And so I was thinking about, well, maybe I'll just parse them out, but I think I'm just going to put all of them in here for you, and you will see them over time. I will continue to add to them. There are 22 now. I just added two of them this week. I will continue to add to them, and you should go in and again really you can use the Teachable mobile app, right? So you don't you can do it from your personal computer, but I would encourage you get your Teachable mobile app. And when you have downtime, right, or when you're at the gym, I'd flip on one of these experts and just listen to their perspective, listen to their evergreen perspective on building a an online business, and I promise you it'll help you, right? And it'll give you a new perspective on what it is you're doing. Now, the goal in all of this is for you to find one AI process that works for you, do the work and monetize it. So you don't have to do everything, right? But something we're going to show you. You're going to say, you know what? I can see the opportunity. Some people can see a process and then they can automatically connect it to the market where they see a gap. You are looking for a market gap. And when you see something you produce and there's a market gap, something the market wants but can't get that you can produce and you can use AI to do it, that's the goal. So we're going to just keep showing you stuff so that when you see a gap, you go for it. Now, here's some of the samples, right? We may not do all these, but the kind of thing we can do with AI with our existing content. We can repurpose, remake old, new, bad, good, any kind of content into some other stuff. So if you've got old PLR video courses, if you got old things you wrote, even if you've gotten handwritten notes, right, things you doodled on, we can remake those into new things that will really benefit people when you put them all together. So we're going to be repurposing, remaking everything that you have from the past into something that's going to be useful. We can write a book, right? That's one thing we can do. We can start a newsletter. Some cases, some people have 100% AI newsletters, and that might be the way that you choose to go and sell affiliate products. You can do an AI podcast, right? Some people are doing those these days, and you might say, why would I ever do an AI podcast? I can't do that. No, people don't want to know, and some people don't care, right? But if you feel like this is something you want to do, then we're going to be showing you some of these processes. And again, I might not do that particular one, but this is a kind of thing we can do. Create an info product to sell, right? And create an info template. That's what I mean when and you can sell printables, right? Creating info templates using AI. That might be your thing. That might be a way. If you can find a gap in the marketplace, then you can then sell info templates, right? And people have been making, really making things happen using printables for about the last 5 to 6 years heavily. And even prior to that, they were making the most of printables. And once again, I encourage you that as you go along, this is not, a journey that you need to take by yourself. You can take it with the rest of the people who are going to be in this course, and you can take it with me. All right. Now, when you write your question in, I mean, don't give me some time to get back to you. Might give me a day or two, and I will get back to you. Your peers may get to you before I do, but when you write a question in there, I will certainly answer your question when you have it. I do want to talk a little bit about tools tonight, not much, but we'll get into this after orientation. You need one chatbot free or paid that you use on a regular basis that you know. And I'm not going to teach you about chatbots. I do have courses that will show you how to use chatbots if you need to know how to use them. I suggest you learn Gemini and one of the benefits of the paid version of Gemini is you get Notebook LM Plus and deep research. And so again, you don't have to use Gemini, but Gemini is a good tool to use. Chat GPT, obviously, right? Free or paid. And Microsoft Copilot Vision is something that I really suggest that you use in order to learn things fast, right? So get Microsoft Copilot Vision. For the most part, it's going to be free. If you want to pay for it, I don't think that the paid version really offers you much in terms of what it does for Vision, but you really do want to learn how to use Copilot Vision. To create your graphics, you do need something like Canva. If you want to be fancy, you need to learn Photoshop. And these days, Photoshop is almost to the point where they've they've really made it so that it's almost as simple as Canva, but it does some really complex things, right? So sometimes if you really want to do something complex, Canva's not going to be your thing to do it. Canva's for the masses. Photoshop is really for people who need some very specific things done that Canva just for whatever reason can't do. And sometimes you have to give people your customer something they can produce for themselves. Now, it used to be that you used to have to give the PSD file to your customer. I think now your customer may expect the PSD file. They may also expect a Canva template. Right? That's something you want to think about, as you are creating these elements. And you need a course platform, something where you can sell things. I recommend, if you're not an Ultimate Insider, that you become one. Because when you're an Ultimate Insider, we give you access to a course platform where you can sell your stuff. That course platform connects to Warrior Plus. So you can sell your stuff. You can stream your videos, create your courses, just about everything you need is going to be there. And plus, you also get all the benefits of being an Ultimate Insider, including content from us. And it's really the best game in town because all of your the use of your platform is going to be unlimited and free. Right now, another way to do that is going to be system.io. And you can get system.io at the plrshow.com/system.io. And some people like the platform, right? They like the community, but again, my strong recommendation is for you to become an Ultimate Insider. Let us give you our platform, use of our platform, and then also give you what I think to be some of the best instructional content that you can possibly get to educate your customers. So how do you monetize, right? So how do you monetize AI? I'm just going to give you a little brief overview, and you can make things. So in other words, you can make info products. You can teach, make products that people are going to use. So templates, printables, making things that people are going to use. So that one way to monetize AI is to create things that people are going to use. Improve things, right? Use AI to improve the business of people. Use AI to improve their lives. Use AI to give them more time back. Use AI to save them money. You're doing services, but you're using AI in order to do this for other people, right? They don't have to know you're using AI. So you don't go telling them, right, that you're doing all this with AI, but you just go and improve things for them, right? That's one way to do that. And or you can incentivize things, and as an information marketer, one of the best ways that you can do, if you can't figure out what to do with some of the products and things you're creating, well, use them to incentivize when you are promoting an affiliate product. When you're promoting a vendor's product, you should be able to overload them with relevant resources. You ought to make them very relevant to what it is you're promoting. You can incentivize things. You can teach things, right? Info education products. So in other words, you can create something that's going to teach somebody something. Now, again, an info product, I'm making the distinction between an info product. I could have called this an info template. All right. And that basically, when we're talking about printables, workbooks, things like that, or to teach things, info education products where you're teaching people. You can show things, right? One thing you can talk about AI, right? Podcasting about AI is still very popular. There's always room for more. So, maybe the way you cover it's going to be different from the way somebody else covers it. And so you can do your own YouTube podcast, and you can probably find yourself an audience of people who want to hear about AI. They love AI. They love hearing about it. And what you'll find is that you'll be able to get some of that AdSense and sponsorship money if that's what you want to do. It's an audience-based business model. So you're not really selling anything but yourself, right? And building an audience. And if you don't want to bother with doing a podcast, because think about being a podcast is a job, right? You do have to be someplace, and you have to be someplace all the time. Now, there are ways around that, but you do have to be places, and you have to show up every week, and you got to show up at the same week every time. And it does start to feel like you're working for somebody, but you are. But not say you don't want to do all that, right? But you still like the idea of showcasing AI that people are doing. Well, just do summits, right? Just do events. Pretty much what we're doing right now is an event, right? It's an event. It's a product, right? On the one hand, but it's primarily going to be an event, and that's what we're doing. So you can showcase things. And when you do a summit, what you're doing is bringing in other voices. The idea behind that is you want to find those other voices of people who can promote, right? Your summit. And so you're probably going to start to think once we get into this, well, which one should I choose? Right? Which way should I go? How should I go about this? And here's my advice to you as to which one you want to choose in terms of how you want to monetize AI. You want to find a market. So remember, we talked about we have to find a market where we can see the gaps. So if you see a market where people are making money, but you don't personally see the gaps there, that may not be the market for you. Right now, again, everybody in the world could be making money there, but but if you can't see the gaps, then no AI in the world is going to be able to tell you where the gap is. That's where you have to come in. Sometimes you go to a market, you can see the gaps, you don't know how to do anything about it, and that's really going to be what we're going to be addressing. Because if you see a gap in the market, we're going to show you how to put things together to meet the gap, right? But you got to find a market where you see the gaps. And then you got to fall in love with the process. So you got to pick a process you can fall in love with. And why I say fall in love with the process is content and information requires repetition, until you can scale. And so you have to kind of like something about it. You like outsourcing it. You like managing the people. You like recording the videos. You like recording the podcast. You like getting people for your summit or your interviews. You like putting together template. There has to be something about the process that you like, that you fall in love with. And so when you pick one, you pick the one where you can fall in love with the process. You like it enough because you can do it over and over and over and over again on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday if necessary. Right? You can do it over and over again because you like it, because you're building something that you will eventually scale. But at some point before you scale, you have to build the foundation. Foundation has to be built, and you build that by falling in love with the process. Finally, just a logistical note, make sure that your notifications are on for this course. And so you can do that by going to your Harper Academy dashboard, go to your profile. If you click on that profile there, then what you'll do is make sure that you turn on these things. Now, I am going to be doing some giveaways of PLR. Now, it's going to be for the entire PLR show community, but I don't necessarily think I'm going to be doing that on email. And so what I will probably do is I will send email from the platform. And so the only way you're going to get email from the platform is that your notifications are turned on. And even for the course, right? Even for AI monetization, if there's an expert that they can meet, and it's impromptu, and they can meet on a Thursday night, I'm going to send you a message from this platform, but you got to have your notifications turned on. And so and also, just and have your comments turned on. 'Cause if you type your question in, I respond to it, and you don't hear it because you don't have your notifications turned on, then you might be frustrated by that process. Now, I don't want you to be frustrated. I want you to enjoy this. I really want to enjoy this. I want to really have some fun with this course, and I think that if you do the work, you will find something of yours that will assist. Okay, so there are any questions? Any questions? Any questions about AI monetization masterclass? I have shared with you what we are going to be doing. This is kind of a pre-orientation. This is not the orientation. I'm just giving you some idea of what it is we're going to be doing. And again, I think you made a good decision by jumping in here now. And because obviously, the more that I add over time, I will be looking to justify price increases every week if I can. Okay, so if that with that, thank you very much, everybody. I certainly appreciate you all hanging out with me here. And if that, have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.